Hey everybody, welcome back to the next episode of the Balanced Vibes podcast. Balanced Vibes, I kind of butchered that. Balanced Vibes podcast. My name is Kirsten, and what we're going to talk about today is something fun that happened a couple of weeks ago in Austin, Texas. So why was I in Austin, Texas? I was there for our online business masterminds, hangouts, get together, whatever you want to call it. We do it once every quarter. So I am in a mastermind group. We have all the women there who have online businesses, whether it's nutrition or personal training or self-development, something like that. Everybody has something to do with health. Anyways, I am in this group. Our coach is amazing. She is Jill Coleman. If you don't follow her on Instagram yet, go ahead and do it. And we get together once every quarter in person to kind of talk about what's going on, to get ideas, to get a lot of education. We have a lot of guest speakers, and of course we do a lot of work in groups too. And in the evening we go out for drinks and have fun. So this is what we did 2 weekends ago, and of course everybody's super helpful. We're trying to help each other out. We're brainstorming a lot, all that kind of stuff. And we were doing one exercise where we had to kind of describe how am I different from other people in this space. And so for me, what I said was that, yes, I am a macro coach, but I also really care about people's health. So for me, it's not only about losing weight and losing inches, losing body fat, looking better. It's also about your overall health. So I want my clients to be really, really healthy. I care about their hormones because I have been through a lot of hormonal stuff myself. And to be honest, I still work on these things. They're not fully resolved. I feel it's always a progress, right? A process. So I was describing this way of like my philosophy to other people in my table. And then one of my friends and also a nutrition coach, macro coach, Lana, she all of a sudden, she just ripped a piece of paper out of her notebook and wrote something on it and put it in front of me. And there were two words: holistic macros. And the holistic was spelled WHOLE-istic, okay? Holistic macros. And she shows me this paper and she's like, this is you, this is what you are doing. And I was like, oh my goodness, I could have never said it better myself. This is exactly what I want to do. Because like I said, to me, like health is such a big thing. It's so much more than getting the right calories, getting the right macros. It's also your hormones. It's also your workouts. It's also your mindfulness. So if you listen to the episode where I was talking about my own mindfulness journey and all the things that I've tried and continue to do to kind of explore my own spirituality and all that, you know that I'm super into that type of stuff too. And so now that when Lana was showing me this piece of paper, I was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I want to do. And nothing could describe better what my mission and what my goal is. And so today I wanted to kind of break it down into like 4 things, like what really matter for me as a health coach and as a macro coach. So yes, I do use macros as a way to help you get to your best body composition, but also they have so many other uses, and there's so many other reasons why I use macros. But even macros are just one part of what I'm doing. And you could ask any of my clients and you would hear that we don't only talk about macros. A lot of times we talk about a lot of other things. Have you done your breath work? Have you done your meditation? Have you slowed down your workouts? Have you taken care of your hormones? Have you gone to bed? I've also told people to send me a message that, hey, I'm putting my phone away right now and it has to be 6 p.m. and they're not picking up the phone anymore. So we're doing a lot of different things like that. It's definitely not only about macros, although macros are the foundation of what I am doing. So there are 4 things that are really, really important to me, and this is how I see our health, okay? So the first thing is food, and this is where macros come in. The second thing is hormones, then there's workouts, and then there's mindfulness. So this is all like the big picture. This is everything that I want to be in place as much as possible to be successful, to be truly healthy. So let's talk about food. So a lot of people use this idea that if it fits your macros, you are fine, okay? So as long as you hit your proteins, your carbs, and fats, I don't care where these macros are coming from. All I want you to hit those numbers, and this is how you get your body goals. But this is not what I want to do at all. Because yes, you can get your physique goals by eating burgers and burritos and chocolate and all that kind of stuff. It is possible to do it on foods like that, but how is your health at the same time? To me, micronutrients matter as much as macronutrients. I want to make sure that you are getting everything that your body truly needs. And that means eating vegetables. That means eating meat. So red meat and organ meats, I've said that before, are some of the highest nutrient foods you can find on our planet. Okay, I want you to eat eggs. I want you to eat egg yolks. I'm not the coach who tells you to just eat egg whites all day and use margarine. No, I don't agree with this. So to me, I want you to eat nutritionally really dense, high quality foods most of the time, and at the same time have some room for those fun things that you want to sprinkle in here and there. Maybe you go out and have a burger. Maybe you go out and have a glass of wine. Maybe it's like a once a week thing or a couple of times a month thing. I think that's perfectly fine. But the majority of your health when it comes to food, it has to come from real food because it really impacts your health too. So I never want you to have just a physique goal. Just a goal, oh, I get there, then I look good, and then my life will be good. Because this is not true. Because if you got to this body goal by eating not too quality foods, you're likely going to feel like crap as well. So I want you to really feel good, eat nutrient-dense food, get most of your macros from those foods, and you notice how much better you start feeling. And so many people tell me that when they start eating better quality foods, their hormones get better, their periods get better, their sleep gets better, they're having way less breakouts, their energy is way more steady and stable. And this all comes from real food. All right, moving on to the second part, which is hormones. So you probably know that I recovered from hypothalamic amenorrhea when my hormones were super, super low, so low that I didn't even have my period. Okay, so since then I got healthy, I got my periods back, but there's still some work to do. And I want to make sure that I'm doing what I can to keep my hormones healthy. Now, some of the ways how we keep our hormones healthy, yes, real food, I already mentioned that, workouts, we get there, sleep, yes, all super, super important. But one thing that we need to look at is also our toxic load, okay? So where are the toxins sneaking into our lives? From literally everywhere, okay? So it starts from water. What kind of water are you drinking? Are you using water purifier? So we at our home are using water purifier. We're using the Berkey brand, which is able to eliminate most of the contaminants, the viruses, the drug residues, heavy metals from your drinking water, because these things really, really do matter. You drink water every day. You cook with this water every day. So make sure that you get something that helps you to manage that. We also use water purifier in the shower, so you can get a shower head that also eliminates most of those harmful toxins so that don't get on your skin. Now, speaking of your skin, healthy skincare, cleaner skincare is really, really important. There are so many ingredients that are found in conventional skincare products that are carcinogenic, that really mess with your hormones, that have been shown to cause birth defects. And all these things are easily being put into our cosmetics, and we use those things without even paying attention. And this is why I personally use Beauty Counter. We actually do have somebody coming on to talk about clean skincare very soon, so I'm excited about that episode, because this was one of the reasons why I completely shift to using Beauty Counter products, because I know that what we put on our skin, which by the way is our biggest organ, really matters to our health and can impact our health. Okay, some other things that we can do to keep our hormones healthy. Plastic, okay, using less plastic, and especially not putting hot food in plastic or heating food in plastic, right? So you stick something in a microwave and it's in a plastic container, there is leaking, right? So you are taking in those foods, those chemicals from plastic, and you eating them, right? So you're taking those things in, and this is never good for your hormones. So make sure that you don't heat your food in plastic, even if it says on the bag ready to heat or pop in the microwave. No, put it in a plate and then microwave it. Also, when you get takeout, this is of course harder to control. But for example, if you get something really hot and then they put it in plastic containers, same things, the same leaking is happening there. So you want to minimize these things. You want to minimize plastic bottles. Glass is great, or steel is great, metal is great, but don't use plastic. Then other things, you don't want to use non-stick pans. You don't want to use these 0-calorie non-stick sprays when you're cooking foods. So you want to make sure that you keep your home and what you're eating, what you're putting on your skin, that you keep those things clean, because these things really can mess with our hormones. All right, food we talked about. Also talked about hormones. Workouts. Okay, let's talk about workouts. You will never see me say no pain, no gain, okay? Because I don't believe in this. I believe in workouts that are mindful, that are intentional, and that also support your health. So you know that I'm a big proponent of strength training just because it has so many benefits that no other forms of exercise have. Resistance training has been shown time after time after time to be really beneficial for building muscle. You already know what you need muscle for. Muscle is metabolically active tissue. When you have a lot of muscle on the body, you are healthier. And this is just a fact. So if you are familiar with Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, then you know that she does something that's called muscle-centric medicine. And what she talks about is literally we should not even focus so much on losing body fat, but we should be focusing on gaining muscle mass, because that will solve a lot of issues. When we have more muscle in the body, our insulin sensitivity improves, which goes back to hormonal balance, right? And of course, we're feeling stronger, our posture is better, our stamina is better. There are just so many benefits to resistance training. That is nothing that any other form of training can compete with. Of course, if you want to do a little bit of cardio, I always say that you can do that. That's fine. That's okay. But don't make this your main form of exercise just so you can burn more calories. It just doesn't make any sense. You probably already know, if you've been listening for a while, that when you build a lot of muscle, then also you're burning more calories, burning more fat when you are at rest, just because your metabolic rate is higher. And when you listen to the last 3 episodes where we talked about reverse dieting and slow down metabolism, you have already learned why you have to have a lot of muscle on the body as well to bring up your metabolic rate. Now, I talk about resistance training. Yes, it's cool and it's helpful. It's very, very needed. But I'm also a fan of listening to your body. So you will never hear me say, no pain, no gain, or you just gotta push harder. You just have to do it no matter how tired you are. No, this is not what we do here. What we do here is we have a plan. We have a structured plan and we follow it as much as we can. Just like with macros, okay? I don't want anybody to make their health worse by trying to be so perfect with macros, with workouts, and not paying attention to how their bodies are feeling. This is not what I want to do at all. So yes, structure, but also listen to yourself. If you're not feeling well, if you didn't sleep well, I don't want you to go and push yourself super, super hard every time, right? So give yourself some space, give yourself some grace, and then do what you can. Also, manage your sleep and all that so that you can do the strength exercise best you can. Okay, and then the last piece of holistic macros, holistic approach to health, is mindfulness. And mindfulness is so incredibly important for everybody. I know so many people are like, oh no, this is not for me. This is a woo-woo. I don't believe this. As long as I get my macros, my workouts right, I'm good. No, you're not. If you are not paying attention to your spiritual health, if you're not in touch with who you are, if you're not continuously work on getting better at these areas, then I don't care how perfect your numbers are, you're not going to be happy. And this is just true. A lot of times we are trying to push our feelings down. This is so common. I can't tell you how common it is. And maybe I've just seen so many people like that because I have worked in the past with a lot of women with AHA who used exercise as a way to cope with some feelings and emotions that they wanted to just, stuff down, push away, not deal with. And this is why they got compulsive with their exercise. But it's all because we didn't let those feelings surface and we didn't deal with them. And this causes a lot of issues. And I know this really, really well because I have been this person too. and I have not really honored those feelings and emotions, and I have not really honored the way I actually am. So just to give you an example, I've always been really, really introverted, and it's so much easier to talk to people, you know, through YouTube or Instagram, because you still have this, you know, protection between you. You're not directly with people. But if you put me like in a big room with a bunch of people, I always get a little anxious, and I always thought that's something weird about it, and I shouldn't be feeling this way, and I kind of pushed it away and tried to push through, and maybe use alcohol to feel better and feel, you know, more relaxed. But this is not actually what we want to do. We want to own ourselves. We want to be like, okay, this is how I am, and this is okay. It's okay that I have to go to the bathroom and take like 2-3 minutes and just be there so I can be away from people. Yes, I've truly done that. You know, noticing these things and accepting them, and not thinking that there's something weird about it, or I'm weird for being this way and I should be different just because others are different. When we try to force ourselves into like certain frame or a certain mold, it's never going to go well. And this is when we start using some coping things, just like excessive exercise or like food restriction or sometimes overeating. And these things just don't let us be free and be who we want to be. And it's so important to get like deeper into like, who am I really? What do I really want from this life? What am I here to do? Am I aligned with my goals? Do I feel good about what I'm doing? Do I appreciate myself and my body? So we have to kind of dig deeper and figure out some deeper issues, because like I said, you can never cover up those like missing pieces by just, you know, getting into a certain body or doing more workouts. It's just not going to happen. So this is really what the holistic macros is for me. And I'm so excited that Lana came up with this name. I think it's so spot on. I absolutely love it. I just wanted to take today this moment to tell you a little bit more about it, so that you understand what I'm for, and understand that there's so much more to health than just eating perfectly and training perfectly. You don't have to be perfect at anything to see results. You have to be in alignment with yourself, and you may need some guidance. You know, guidance is not bad. You know how sometimes people say you shouldn't be tracking or logging or following any like instructions when it comes to diet or exercise, and I don't agree with that. I think sometimes you have to learn how to do the right things and then add your intuition to it. So it's like a mix of a little bit of both. So anyways, this is today. This is what I wanted to talk about today. Thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions, if you have any topics you want me to discuss, I am super happy to do it. Just send me a message on Instagram DMs, drop a comment on YouTube, or email me at kirstenkimura@gmail.com. And I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.